Hey y'all, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we have a very special guest. Reese decided to join us once more. She's been in like one other videos of mine, I think. But today's video is going to be a tutorial of sorts slash tips video. I'm going to be giving y'all tips as I'm doing my eyeshadow on how to apply colorful eyeshadow. Does that make sense? I get questions all the time on my Hand Glam account. By the way, if y'all don't follow it, you should. I just passed 2,000 followers over there and it was a magical moment. I've been working so hard on that for years, but that's a different story. I get questions all the time over there about colorful eyeshadow and how to apply it and blah, blah, blah. And I understand because when I first started eyeshadow, actually, when I first started doing makeup, eyeshadow was my least favorite part, and now it is everything to me. It is like the whole fun part of makeup for me. So just the fact that I didn't used to like eyeshadow is funny to me. And I used to never do colorful eyeshadow. I used to always do like neutral tone looks and, you know, very warm tone looks, but I have branched out since then. I love color, everything. And yeah, I'm here to teach y'all some tips and tricks that I've learned along the way. So I think I wanna do like a yellow to green to blue look. Like very, you know, Sprite, aquamarine-esque, you know what I mean? Does it make sense? I hope you like understand my vibe. I also got a mascara from Thrive Cosmetics. It came in this little bag. It says, "Empowered Women, Empower Women." I got their Liquid Lash Extensions mascara. It looks like this, and we're gonna be trying that out later on, so stay tuned for that. Now, I did write down some steps for me to remember, so I did prepare a little bit for this video. I'm not just going in blind here. So step one to achieving a perfect colorful eyeshadow look definitely involves using a heavy or thicker base, eyeshadow base, or concealer works too. I use the P. Louise base in the shade 0.5 Rumor. If you need a new concealer or base for your eyeshadow, I would get the P. Louise base. So when I know I'm about to do a really colorful look, I will put a crap ton of this on. And the reason is because this really grabs the pigment and it makes it stick to it, and it blends out well too, so don't worry about that. But it makes it just amplified. It amplifies the colors, and that is how I get my colors so pigmented. I get that question all the time. Pigmented, did I say that weird? Just load this on, baby. Similar to my last video that I did, I'm going to still bring this out pretty far because I want it to be really blown out. Not as far as my last video because I did the whole cheek situation, so obviously it doesn't need to be that intense. Now for this look, since it's gonna be kind of like an ombre, since in the transition it's gonna be yellow, then green, then blue, I'm going to go about this differently than I would if I were doing like all hot pink in the crease. Does that make sense? So taking the ColourPop Honey palette, I always mess that up. I'm gonna take the color Sweet Spot. Since I want this color on the inner portion of my eye, I'm gonna place it right in the inner corner. And just to get the color on, I'm pressing it in. We're gonna blend later. We can worry about that in a second. Now that I have the color pressed down, I'm just gonna do circular, the dogs, and windshield wiper motions. Like that. That's nice and blended out. Moving on to the green shade, I'm going to be taking my ColourPop Mint to Be palette and dipping into the shade Ice Cold right here. And since this shade looks a little bit dark in the pan, I'm going to go in with a very light hand at first. I don't want to put anything down that I can't blend out. In areas that you really want blown out, use lighter pressure. The farther down your hand is on your brush, the more pressure you're applying, and the less likely you are to get that super like blown out look. So when you get up here towards the edges, go farther down on your brush because you'll have lighter pressure and it'll just blow out that color more. So now I need to start blending, but I also want to add more pigment. So as I'm blending, I'm also grabbing more color, picking up the color and immediately going in circles. For the blue, I don't want something super cobalt bluey like these colors are. Did you just sneeze? Bless you. I think I want something more like this, more on the green side. This is my Morphe Artistry palette. So I'm gonna dip in this color called Parade. I use this a lot in my rainbow look too, actually. I don't know if y'all have seen my previous videos, but I talk about how to get that perfect eyeshadow shape, you want to go in a triangular shape instead of rounding it out. So when you get to this outer corner color, that's when you start doing that. So I place it in my outer corner. Yeah, I like this color. And I'm gonna go ahead and start blending this so it doesn't get patchy. So instead of keeping it like this shape, as you can see, it's very circular. We're gonna start blending up into that triangular shape. Very light pressure. And when there's almost little to no product left on the brush, I start going faster in this area to really blend. So now that we are at this point and we have the initial layer of colors put down, we just go back and intensify them. And a color tip, yellow always makes things pop. So if you want this shade in the middle to pop a little bit more, bring your yellow up into the outer portion and it'll just bring like a glow to that area, if that makes sense. She is cracking me up back here. What? For outer corner colors, I recommend almost always using a fluffier brush just because it'll blend it out better. You don't want this area to be patchy because that's going to be super noticeable. I mixed a little bit of this fine china color from the ColourPop Blue Moon palette with that same color that we're using in the Morphe Artistry palette, the Parade shade, just because I feel like these two colors are very similar and I need to either make this more green or this more blue. And I feel like if I make this more green, it'll be too dark. You just have to be very delicate with colorful eyeshadows because if you're too rough with them or you go in too strong, you're gonna be left with a mess that's hard to blend out. And start light. Start using very light pressure, very light colors, and build up. You don't wanna get to the point to where you go into heavy and then you have to start all over. Taking that yellow shade, I'm going to run that along the top part of my eye to really bring that vibrancy that I was talking about. I'm trying to think of what I want to do for a lid shade. I mean, you could totally leave it like this and leave it all matte, but I feel like I always need a shimmer on my lid. Is this what the cream would look like? Ooh, yellow. Oh my goodness. Definitely not the blue. I think I'm going to do both of them. We'll see how that goes. Just taking my NYX glitter glue, I'm going to cut the crease. Taking my finger, going into Dandy in the Honey palette. And then Mint Tea from the Meant to Be palette. And going right next to it. I'm just blending these together. Wow. I love that. All right, and we're almost done with the eyes, or this eye. I'm gonna have to do this one off camera, but from this point, I'm gonna go in again with the same colors I was using in the transition and just replace them and re-intensify them. That's the thing with eyeshadow in general that I feel like a lot of people don't realize, is that it takes time. And of course, yeah, you can do your eyeshadow in like 2 minutes and be out the door, obviously. But when you want like a full glam look, you have to work in layers, and it takes time, and you have to build the color up, and you're gonna have to go in multiple times to reapply the color. All right, so we are one eye down. I'm gonna go ahead and do this eye off camera. I'm probably gonna have to reapply my base because you need to apply it when it's sticky, and it's obviously dry by now. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that, and I will be right back. Okay, so we are back, and I went ahead and did my face too. I've done my face in a lot of my videos, so if you are curious about my face routine, just go back and watch some of those. But I finished off the eyes, and before we go on to the lower lash line, I'm going to do some liner. These are the ColourPop gel liners. I have two. This one is in the shade Crossed, and then this is the shade Electric Daisy. So I think I'm going to do the green one on this portion and then the yellow on this portion. Now for the lower lash line, I'm going to go in with Sweet Pot and the Honey palette, the same yellow that we've been using, and just sweep that on the inner portion. And then Ice Cold from the Meant to Be palette. And put that on the outer portion. And blend it into the top area. I hate it when people are walking in my neighborhood and they can see me, because I literally am right in front of the window with like a huge ring light, and they can like see everything. Hello, sir. Keep on walking. What do y'all think? Okay, so last but not least for the eyes is the mascara, which means we get to try out the Thrive Cosmetics Liquid Lash Extension Mascara. And I totally bought this because I was on Addison Rae's YouTube channel, and I was watching her makeup routine video, and she said this is what she like lives and swears by, so I picked it up. And Kathleen Light's one of the YouTubers that I love. She also raves about this all the time, so I'm excited to give it a try. The wand looks like this, and these are like my favorite types of wands. Oh my goodness. One of my favorite mascaras, the Benefit Bad Gal Bang Mascara, looks like this, and those wands are like almost identical, so I'm very excited. And I think this is a tubing mascara. Like when you remove it, it just comes off in like tubes. I never curl my lashes either, so that'll be a true test, I guess. So this is the first coat. I think it's nice. I'm gonna go in for a second coat now though and see how that goes. Ooh, it's getting a little spidery, like Addison Rae's. But overall, very pretty. I do like it a lot. Let me do the bottom lashes. Very easy to get the bottom lashes, which I appreciate since I have small eyes. I totally forgot an inner corner color, so what I'm gonna do is first go in with that yellow shade on like a very small little brush. Place that on my inner corners, and then you'll see what I'm about to do. So what I'm gonna do is take my loose highlighter by Jaclyn Hill Cosmetics in the shade Extra with that same brush, and then go over that yellow shade with the shimmer. I blend it into my shimmer shade on my lid too, so it's not just like sitting there on the skin. That's much better. All right, y'all, so now I'm just gonna go change my shirt. Y'all know I like to match my clothes to my makeup, so I'm gonna do that, put on some lipstick, and we will be back for the final look. All right, y'all, so this is the final look. So I ended up going with a more coral lip than nude. I initially envisioned a nude lip, but as I was applying that lip liner, it was a little bit more orangey than I expected, and I liked it a lot. I feel like it gave a very like fruity vibe to it, and I'm really into it. I used the, gosh, I don't even know. The labels always rub off on ColourPop stuff, but this is one of their like jumbo sticks, and I don't even know the shade, but it was in one of the orange trios that they were selling. I'm sorry, I don't know, but it's just like a really glossy orange chubby stick by ColourPop. But yeah, that is all that I have for y'all today. I hope that y'all enjoyed this tutorial. If y'all recreate this look, please let me know. If you learned something, let me know. I really hope that I could help y'all out with some colorful eyeshadow tips. And I really like the mascara as well. I'm gonna have to keep trying it though and like see how I really feel about it, let's say in like a month. But other than that, y'all, please don't forget to subscribe. It seriously means the world to me. I cannot believe we're almost at 100 subscribers. It blows my mind. I appreciate each and every one of y'all from the bottom of my heart. But other than that, I will see y'all in my next video. Bye.